Hi, good morning, Nikki and Mike. Thank you for the opportunity, for the privilege.
Okay, so sir, today we start po no, with the pilot implementation of face-to-face classes in 100 public schools nationwide, and some 20 private schools on the 22nd will start naman. No? So which schools are these and any updates on their preparations?
Actually, I have to be honest, Nikki, I do not have the list no, of private school joining. No? We get to get that from DepEd. At any rate, we have a little apprehension here because we are in the last quarter already when all of us would be fully asked to implement it. And the last quarter, for that, we would like to request DepEd to allow us to continue with our online or distant learning education. There are several reasons that I can have several issues. No, I can run down these issues to you. No, first,
Sige po, sir. Give us our rundown of the issues first, and then later on, we'll try to discuss them each.
Yeah, we have to admit we are very tight on funds right now. No, this is due to the migration of students, no, from private schools to public schools, and also for the pandemic. Our teachers are operating on last budget as far as the pay is concerned. So that's our agreement anyway. No. But if we would begin to ask them to report regularly on F2F in person, then that would require them transportation costs, no, and the snacks. And we would, if they would ask for regular pay, that we cannot give. That's the first one. Second reason would be the lockdown is, sometimes it's there. We do not know if that would come again, and then suddenly a pronouncement would be made. Then we're back to where we were before. No, it has to be flexible. But private school would like to say, give us this. We would like to stay intact with our schedule right now. No, after all, after November 22, the next one for 20 schools, the next one will be in January. By then, we are already on the third quarter. No, so please let's just fix that. So next is. Some of the private schools actually accepted students from outside of our locality. Say, I'm from Marikina, my school is from Marikina. We have some students from Quezon City, even from the provinces, because it was online before. No? And then if we, or it is online up to now, if we would go immediately to in-person, then there would be problem also with transportation. No? That definitely would affect their studies. APSA was caught flat-footed. We always get to hear over the news that this would go on for the entire year. Probably we would have to expect up to school year 22-23 that we would have the same situation. So we didn't expect this one. We have to make adjustment in our schools. Social distancing, we have to open the windows, no, we cannot use the aircon, and shifting, the meals, staggered classes, schedule. And then probably one of the last reason here would be our pupils in basic education who would be doing this are still not vaccinated. They have not receive the jobs because right now the vaccination is only for 12 to 17. Kinder, that's preschool, up to grade 6 would only be 6 years old to 11. So most of the students or pupils in basic education are from this sector. We heard from DOH, no? That the children are less vulnerable. They're less susceptible to virus. That's all right. Pero what happens? Who would take the blame? I mean, who would be responsible in case they get infected? Can they run to DOH? Would DOH really attend to them? These are the reason why we would like to appeal to DepEd that allow us to extend what we have right now. After all, it's just only after January, there are only three.
Basically,
you're
asking for more time po, no?
Yes.
Kahit yun lang. Okay.
We also didn't start the school year with DepEd, they started late. It's September already. Some of us started ours in June. Some have start probably August. No, in January it's just one quarter. Allow us to continue.
So, sir, all very, very valid points po, no? But will you also be observing how the public schools then will be implementing the face-to-face classes? And would you have the option not to push through with the implementation of face-to-face classes naman sa private schools for the 20 that will be starting on the 22nd?
Those are brilliant questions, Nikki, I tell you. Thank you for asking that. First, we would really look closely, no? We'd like to know because, you know, we were school administrators, we are owners of schools. We are directly involved, no, in this scenario. But the point is, if you would do ask option, private schools enjoy a bit of autonomy, a little, you know, a little freedom, no? Probably we can exercise that. Actually, we have been hinted before by Secretary Briones that we can do that. But our members would like to hear actually a fresh mandate, you know, this time. Now we would be allowed to continue with what we have. That's actually the simple appeal, no? But we would like to tell her, don't worry, we're going to meet the only prescription actually is you meet the number of days, no, prescribed. So that's 180 to 200, no, not less, no. We can do that. And besides, we still offer better education to our students in the private schools. And there are 6,000 of us, so many.
And sir, we're hearing from you, administrators. Now, what about your teachers, your staff, your students, the parents of these students? What do they have to say about private schools reopening? What have you been hearing?
Yeah, thank you, Nikki. Some of them, we all just held meetings, no? And then eventually, when the first meeting we held, they even opined that probably for the next 3 years we would not talk of in person. No, that was the perception before, because this is what we've been hearing in the news. As far as parents and students are concerned, there are those of them who would say, you know, they're bored already, you know, especially the parents who are by themselves personally attending to the academic needs, the academic load of the students at home, and they're not trained or they're not educated. They take other profession. But the point is, when we talk of infection, probably we could wait. Yeah, I think you know, because they would not allow also their children to go out, no, get exposed, no, because their children, once they are out of their homes, they become our responsibility. No, we are the second parents, no, and you know, I also have kid, no, attending school, so that it's the parent in me right now that's talking also, no, that I guess give us a little time.
And sir, what do you think about constantly testing children for COVID-19? Since you said po kanina, no, vaccinations have just started, and then schools have students from different cities, you know, who may be under different alert levels. How do we make sure po na this doesn't be a cause for yet another COVID surge?
Released by DepEd, they say we need to have the approval of the parents, no, and the teachers. We may have to hold on to these two, no, these two privileges expressed in the provision. So we actually have to ask parents, are you amenable? I mean, this is the thing that we probably can really bank on.
Siyempre, parents pa rin po ang may say.
Yeah, eventually, yes. Oh,
okay. So, Sir Gasilag, lastly po, what support are you getting from the DepEd? Have you raised these concerns? Have you reached out?
One thing good with DepEd right now, it created the PEO, that's Private Education Office, which automatically, or I would say exclusively, would attend to the needs of the private school, although it has not been completely conceptualized as to its essence and its character and its manual. But the point is, I would say publicly, it's the first time that we will have this one. No, we joined them. Pareho kami. We are two sides of the same poles, no? The direction is the same. So walang problema doon, and we are happy sa development right now.
Okay, that's good to hear. Thank you for joining us for this morning, Sir Casilag. You stay safe.